The Texas A&M Aggies have been one of the teams that have flown under the radar in talking about the SEC. And during this college football season, they are ranked number 14 in the AP poll. And after yesterday's victory against Mississippi State, they remain on top of their conference. The Aggies rode yesterday in Mississippi and did what they were supposed to do. Now, next week, all the hype will come into question as they face a formidable opponent in the undefeated and ranked number 8 at LSU. The Aggies' next game against a top 25 team will be their final game of the season and is against Texas. And that brings me to your viewer poll. Now, you see, there's a chance we could see the Aggies in a conference championship game. Mix that in with potentially beating one or two top 25 teams in college football. So my question to you guys in Victoria is, do you see Texas A&M in the college football playoffs? Please get your votes in so we can talk about it in tonight's newscast. But let's talk about the other top 25 ranked Texas football team. The game of the week, I'm sure you probably saw it, right? It was not a great day for Texas. Quinn Ewers, fresh off his return from an injury yesterday, he gets taken down at the end of the first quarter, which ended with Georgia taking the ball. Talk about off to a bad start. You can't afford hitting games like this, right? But Georgia closes out the first quarter with a rushing 2-yard touchdown from Trevor Etienne to help quiet the Texas crowd. And Georgia just got off running. Texas didn't even score until the second half. Georgia won the game. Final score, 30-15. And with that loss, to Georgia, Texas falls all the way to number 5. After being previously number 1, Oregon now sits at the top with the number 1, and Georgia finds themselves as number 2. Can Texas climb back up to number 1? They will be taking on Vanderbilt next week, which is ranked right at number 25. And before the two schools matched up on the football field on Friday night, the Ganado Indians took on Schulenburg. The Shorthorns sweeping the Indians in convincing fashion. Ganado still with a display of great effort in the game. They left it all out on the court. Watch this play right here as Ganado keeps the ball in range with a little communication, patience, and skill to keep the play alive. And it was the Indians that ended that play with the kill, pardon favor to senior Isabel Tristan and Michaela Estrada. It was still Schulenburg that dominated the whole game. Ganado only reached double digits in the final game of the series with 13. The Indians wrap up their season taking on the road against Page. And it's NFL Sunday, and we got the Houston Texans taking on the Green Bay Packers. The marquee matchup of C.J. Stroud versus Jordan Love. This was a nail-biter game, and the first touchdown of the game sees Love launch the ball like a bullet to Tucker Kraft for a 14-yard Packers touchdown. Not quite sure what that celebration was at the end, but I'm sure social media will help me out with that one. And after failing to score on their drive, the Texans punt to the Packers, but the Texans somehow, someway recovered. But the luck didn't last long. Unfortunately, the Packers win due to a last-second field goal. The Packers win it. Final score, 24-22. Trenton, that does it.